Oscar Estebani, a healer, agreed to participate in the experiments. Estebani is a political refugee from Hungary. It was there he discovered the healing energies which seemed to emanate from his hands. Can Estebani significantly accelerate the healing process? Painstaking observation and record-keeping are documented. Dr. Grad is able to accurately gauge the healing rates of the separate groups by measuring the size and shape of each wound. He takes these measurements regularly and plots them on charts. The results are startling. In 2 weeks, 75% of the mice in Estebani's group, those in the center, are almost entirely healed.
It must be understood that this healing takes place by stimulating the body's own processes of healing. It's not some magical thing which is taken from the outside and put in like a tape cassette. We're playing the music that comes from the body itself. I feel in this process of healing by the laying on of hands a transfer, I believe, of an energy. I've called it an energy of healing. I believe that, in a sense, it may be the energetic basis of consciousness. It seems to know what to do.
I think the power of the mind alone in the treatment of disease is a completely unknown quantity. I think that there is potential power there. I've become convinced of that, and I think a lot of physicians have. But I am totally unconvinced that anyone's learned how to tap into that power. And therefore, since we can't tap into it reliably, it's hard to know what its ultimate strength is going to be.
Is the power of the mind so great that it can cure cancer? In 1976, while our cameras were filming In Search of Life After Death, we found a poignant story which may hold the key to tapping this potential. 7-year-old Micah Friedman was stricken with cancer of the kidney. At that time, he began a highly unusual therapy with Sheldon Ruderman, his teacher and his leader. This is their story as we presented it 4 years ago.
In fact, he was dealing with a seriously advanced lung cancer. The emotional tone of both the letter and the subsequent meetings we had spoke really powerfully to me about the powerful emotional reality they represented in the present.
Doing something that I really like to do.
Sheldon Ruderman's encounter with death began in 1960. The experience had a profound effect on him and changed the direction of his life. He now counsels cancer patients like Micah Friedman and believes that the power of the mind can reinforce medical treatment. Thus far, the results have been positive.
When's your birthday again?
January 29th.
Right. Okay, by January 29th, if we keep doing this, keep doing what the doctors tell you to do, it's going to be gone.
Okay.
When I asked my surgeon what he thought, he gave me less than 2 years to live. Like a lot of other cancer patients, my original diagnosis seemed to me unbelievable. I mean, somehow it still seemed a little unbelievable.
6 years after Sheldon Ruderman was told he had only 2 years to live, his cancer is in complete remission. What could he tell us about Micah Friedman?
And the first day I came over and saw Micah, I kind of bribed him a little bit with a bag of bagels. But Micah, right from the beginning, looking at him, struck me as somebody that was going to be able to do this, primarily because he was not a grown-up, and he didn't have the built-in skepticism that grown-ups have about thinking about pictures and stuff like that. So I asked Micah about what was the matter with him, and he told me about his monster. And we talked about the idea of somehow shrinking and killing that monster. On the very first day I saw Micah, something prompted me to ask him, how long will it take for you to get rid of this monster? And after warning me that this was a big monster, so I shouldn't be too optimistic, he thought about it for a while, and he said, by the time I'm 8 years old, his 8th birthday was 6 months away.
The sight of Micah moved us deeply. He was so frail, so emaciated, none of us were convinced that he could survive. 4 years later, Micah is a healthy, vibrant 11-year-old. His cancer is fully in remission.
Micah describes the cancer he called a monster.
Well,
the monster when I had cancer had big giant feet and long fingers, and it had holes everywhere. Inside of each hole were 2 little holes at the top, and the little holes at the top were for breathing. And what I did was I took some gooey stuff and put it in a gun and shot it at the holes, clogged it up, and it couldn't breathe, and it shrank until it became nothing.
Micah Friedman has defeated his harrowing monster. He continues to create mind stories. They have kept him alive.
I do my mind stories at night before I go to bed. First I count down from 20 to 0 to relax myself. Then I walk over to a tub-like thing and change into a sponge. And once I'm a sponge, I squeeze myself to get all the bad emotions out. And then I change back into a person. And then I walk back over to the elevator, count from 0 to 20, and then I call my dad.
Micah Friedman's story is a success story. There are many failures. It is, however, an indication of what faith healing might be about and where modern medicine might be headed. Lost civilizations, extraterrestrials, myths and monsters, missing persons, magic and witchcraft, unexplained phenomena. In search of cameras are traveling the world, seeking out these great mysteries. This program was the result of the work of scientists, researchers, and a group of highly skilled technicians.